The AT-ATs are here, and they are angry. Echo Base is ready for attack, but where is the trench full of rebels to fight the battle? So today in our Lobricks Hoth series, we are building trenches, starting with the floor of the trench, the bottom, where all the different pieces are, where the troopers are stomping and walking around. Then we're going to put some troopers in the trench. So you're finally going to get some defense against those evil walkers. And then finally, Assistant is going to be building out the edge of the trench that heads towards the walkers, and then talk about how we're going to blend that down into the rest of the snow. And don't forget to wait around to the end of the video where we're going to talk about what we're doing next week. And there's a wampa in our future. So with that, let's get to Assistant and get building.
All right, so we are going to be building some trenches. And as you remember from episode 2, we laid out this here line as to where the trenches will be going. And really, if you think about it, if you watch the clip from the movie where Hoth is being attacked, the trenches are not right here. They're actually more kind of downhill from the Echo Base, more right here. But unfortunately, we don't have a big enough table. Although I'd love to have a 40-foot Hoth attack table, it's just not feasible. What? For the minute. So here is where we're going to start building our trench. And if you want a sense of where we are, let's just kind of zoom out a little bit here. So right in this area. And we're going to be doing most of this construction with these pieces right here. And the reason for that is because if you get a sort of V pattern going with them a little bit here, you get a very nice effect. You continue this on this very trench-like effect, a very nice effect too. And I'm not gonna claim I came up with this on my own. There is another Hoth MOC out there. It's actually a really cool one, and they use this same kind of concept with theirs. So that's where I got the idea from. That's what I'm gonna be doing for the entirety of the trench. And then our little fella, he's got the batons because I just stole them from the base, can sit right there and they can see over the trench and then fight the battle, the great battle of the AT-ATs. So, I'm gonna kind of continue this down, but that does still leave one problem left to address, and that is, like I said, I kind of want to have these paths look a little well worn. So, what I'm going to be doing is actually raising the whole trench up a little bit by one block here. And the reason for that is because once we get this whole trench kind of raised here, we get little kind of grooves on each side, right here and right there. And then we can kind of go through and put in some greebling here, kind of convene towards the edges there. And then we can use these little studs to kind of make it seem like there's a little bit of, not a little bit, a lot of bit of foot traffic moving quite fast down the middle of this here. But that's kind of the idea here, the concept, the thought that if we have a little bit of run-in room here, it's going to look a lot like it does in a real war. So that's the idea. So I'm going to continue doing this onward and forward down the whole length of the trench. And by the whole length, I mean up to this piece right here, because that's how far we're going today, because we really want to make this thing detailed for you guys and make it as nice as possible. So let's move on. All right, so I got the rest of the trench mocked up, and that's not my own creation mock. That's kind of like mock-up, like a mock-up drawing or some sort. But we still need to add that one stud layer that gives the illusion that there's been some action down the middle of the trench there. So how we're going to do that is really by just taking up one of these placing one down in there, and this one appears to be rubbed in a pile of dog crap. But, you know, that's just kind of how Bricklink goes. Sometimes you get ones that are nice, new, and white and shiny, and then other times you get, well, that. So now you can see that our brick is one up, and we're going to continue to need to do that throughout the entire trench, so we can get that illusion. Is this probably the most efficient way to do it? No. But this is Lobricks. This isn't about efficiency. This is about fun, guys. Come on. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. All right, well, putting down all of those plates, I found another Bricklink special here. This one has appeared to be dropped in a bin of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So that's just one bonus you get when you order bricks off Bricklink. But anyway, let's keep going. This is another Bricklink special that appears to be involved in some sort of crime, at which point it was submitted to a police station's evidence locker, and then once the case was over, they sold it on Bricklink and it came to us. So unfortunately, this will be discontinued out of the LEGO market for sanitary reasons. All right, so there we have it. We added in that ridge, so now we can just sprinkle on in some of this detailing we put up here and then make it look like some cool running paths of the soldiers. So I'm gonna go put that in, and then we can actually get out the cavalry and put some soldiers down. So let's do it, let's do it. All right, so there we have it. Take a look at that. That just looks really, really good, at least in my opinion. Like I said, snow doesn't really kind of make, like when you're running through it at least, it doesn't kind of make slopey mounds. It kind of makes clumps and lumps and ball shapes. So I think that this will work well for our troops running on down in there. And speaking of our troops, we need to go and get them in here. So I'm gonna go grab 3 or 4 minifigures and we're gonna add them to the board. All right, so here are our rebel troopers. These brave men and women are going to be fighting on the front lines for the rebels. And I've grabbed kind of a plethora of the rebel trooper selection. We've got 2 of the newer styles here, and then the older style of rebel trooper who I just completely stole his gun, which is actually my favorite. And I want to know which one of these guys are your favorite, because, you know, I like the 2012 to like 2018 rebel trooper, and some people prefer the more accurate, better prints. So just get it all heated up in the comments, everybody. But first, we are going to be placing down this guy in the middle. And I want to have this guy full bore by the look on his face. And we're just going to kind of put him on down in the trench, kind of running along. He looks to his, taking in surroundings, looks on over to his right. Oh, okay, yeah, just keep on running there, pal. Just keep on going, don't even stop. Now that we've got Mr. Runner in there, we do need to grab our second rebel trooper, which is gonna be the older style. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate his head sideways a little bit and then put his little hat back on like so. And then I'm just gonna slide him in somewhere along one of these ridges and just kind of like have him like waiting to like leaning up against the wall, but like he's planning to pop somebody, you know what I'm saying? So now he's kind of looking over his shoulders, looking at the opposing threat. So I guess that means that this guy is kind of in a sprint right towards him. So we're gonna kind of have to move him up like he's looking to avoid that guy. That's something that little things like that can help a scene kind of blend together more and just flow a little better. But anyway, that's Rebel Trooper number 2. And next, we gotta place down the third and final Rebel Trooper. So this Rebel Trooper's kind of got a face like, you know, she's currently in the thick of it. She is blasting away. So quite simply, we're gonna just put her blasting. So we've got a Rebel Trooper blasting, a Rebel Trooper considering blasting, and then a Rebel Trooper who needs to get medics to private up them. So there we go. There are our 3 Rebel Troopers, and it looks really good. And other things that are good is Leaky actually brought me Taco Bell here, and I noticed there's a there's a Lego guy in here. What's the big idea here?
Well,
That's not Taco Bell.
yeah, so in the chat room, they were like, they want Mustachio. So don't eat them.
Ah.
But they need a commander, these guys. They're just all over the place. They need Mustachio, a strong 70s stash to command.
Ah, I see. Let's put him on there doing what any commander would do, and that is sipping on some coffee and looking at the plans while the problem unfolds. You know, doing some managerial work. But anyway, guys, that's gonna actually do it for the minifigures. And what we're gonna do next is kind of lay out where this trench is gonna end. And what I mean by that is, in the movie, they're kind of mounds. They're kind of pushed up a little bit. So they've got a pretty steep incline, a slot over, and then a decline into the trench. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of build out the mound a little bit here. So let's do that.
Hey, assistant, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Can we name him Cliff?
Yes, we can name the commander guy Cliff.
Cliff Mustache.
Cliff Mustache. All right, so we have finished that, and basically all we did was we put this wall in place and then extended the snow mound out because, like I said earlier, the trenches are not really dug into the earth per se. They're kind of pushed up. So we've extended this out, and I was trying to explain this earlier, but like we're gonna take it down probably 2 blocks here and then make it slowly merge back into here, and then we're gonna have another kind of similar to this, but flipped to give it this sort of effect. So we're gonna have another one of those right there, and then it will dork up into the trench, and then we'll add some more greebling detail on here in the future. But that will actually do it for this episode, guys. The MOC is looking great, and now we've kind of got a sense of where that trench will run, right along there, along those studs, and then you can kind of see the battle is taking place. We finally have got up some defenses, no matter how weak. But anyway, the next few weeks here, we are going to be doing some more work over there on the mounds. Of course, we are going to be doing the Wampa Cave next week, like we said last week, and that's gonna be pretty sweet. We're gonna have a whole cave over there with a Wampa crawling around inside. You'll have to stay tuned and see it. And then after that, we are going to be moving back to Echo Base over here, which is looking pretty phenomenal. We started kind of filling in that part because we want it complete for the next video. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing over the next 2 weeks. But guys, that is unfortunately the end of this Hoth build today. It's pretty sweet. I do like what we did. Like always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, you should subscribe. And if not, then don't subscribe. But anyway, that's it from me.
Great work today, assistant. We got the trenches started. So now we have some defense against the AT-ATs. And next Wednesday, we're on to the Wampa Cave. So you're going to come back next week for that. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And think about becoming a member because we have some exclusive members-only videos where we're working on Tatooine again. So you're going to want to check that out. So with that, I am Leaky Trooper. We also have a Discord. We also have an Instagram. Make sure you check those out. I will see you in the next one. I am out of here, and bye.